Hello everyone, my name is Anna and today I want to quickly explain to you what is a PERT chart, how we can use it, and what are those advantages we get from using it in our projects. Firstly, PERT stands for Program Evaluation Review Technique. This is an instrument that helps us to schedule and organize tasks and activities within a project. It also helps us to determine the predicted time that the project will take. It also helps us to coordinate our activities and also to visualize how they are correlated and how they are dependent to each other. In other words, a PERT chart works as a roadmap of a project where we can visualize entirely the task and the time that it will take. Where does PERT chart come from? Well, it was created by the United States of America Navy back in the late 50s. This due to the necessity to coordinate and to control an enormous amount of people that were working on the project of the Polaris missile. The Polaris missile was a strategy of the US Navy to go against the Soviet Union successfully due to the coordination of all the areas that were collaborating in this project. The missile was created in 2 years. Around the same years, critical path method was created as well. Critical path method is an instrument that is also used for planning and scheduling projects, but they have different focus and they are frequently confused by each other. As we can see in this chart, PERT chart is used as a technique of planning and control time. We can say that time is the core of PERT chart, while CPM is a method to control cost and time of the activities. We can also say the focus of each. PERT chart is mainly used in research and development projects, while CPM is mainly used for construction projects. And now, how we can create a PERT chart by ourselves. Here I have 5 steps that will help you to do it. As we can see here, first one is to separate our project into a specific task. Here, we must be the most specific in order to don't miss any task. Number 2, we're going to expect any dependencies between them. Okay. This means that a task can't be done before another task is finished. These are dependencies, but other tasks can be independent, so they can be done while another task are being done as well. In number 3, we're going to write down the task in milestone, connecting them using arrows. This is to your free will. Step number 3 is more free. This is going to work as you want and as your project demands, because some people write the activity within the milestone, while other people writes it above the arrow. Here we can also create a code for each activity so our diagram looks neater, or we can just write the whole activity in the milestone or above the arrow. This is going to be as it works best for you. Now we have to add time to each task. For step number 4, it's going to be really important for us to know the deadline of the project, because if we have the deadline of the project, we're going to be able to settle the specific time that a task will take in the project. Also, in the task, we have to settle the minimum time of start of the activity and also the maximum time to start of the activity. This period of time is going to be the slack of the loose or the looseness of the time to a start of the activity, without fracturing or without hurting the integrity of the whole project. And finally, for step number 5, we're going to evaluate what we did so we can see if we missed something so we can add it, or to spot any errors we could have. Here I show you a coded activity chart, which personally this one was the one that I like the most because it is simply to read, even though it looks a little complicated. But here I show you how a PERT chart is conformed. These circles are called the milestones. They're going to be activity, and the time is going to be located. And in the left third of the milestone is going to be the minimum start of the task, and on the other side is going to be the maximum time of start of the task. And above them is above it is the number of the activity or the number of the milestone. They are connected by arrows. Continuing with time in the PERT chart, there are 3 ways to sort it in the diagram. As we can see here, the first one is the optimistic, which is the minimum amount of time to complete the task. This is that if we have all the resources and all the availability by our personnel, that is the time that is going to take the tasks to be finished. Secondly, we have the pessimistic, that is the maximum amount of time to complete the task. This means completely the opposite as the first one, which is when our resources are not available or something is missing, etc. And the third one is the expected, that is considering the best with everything goes wrong. Another type of PERT chart with other design, you can see the activity of the milestone, you can see the minimum time of start of the task and the maximum time of start of the same task, and also they added the responsible of the task. And we can clearly see milestones that are dependent and independent of task. As I told you before, the design of the PERT chart is going to be done as it works best for you and your project and your company. Finally, what are the advantages we get from using it in our projects? It organizes and controls the activities. As we already saw, it shows the dependent and independent tasks, those that can be done while others are done as well, and others that need to be done just after other is finished. And for me, the most important is that it's easy to understand, because if the people that is involucrated in our project can understand the task that they need to do and the time that it is need to be done, it means that our project is going to be done successfully. And now we know how we can apply a useful management tool into our project. That was the PERT chart. Thank you.